Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just want to do a quick video on Revelation 18:23. And somebody in the chat on Russian Vids' live stream last night mentioned this, and I thought it was just a great observation, in lieu of what's going on in the world. And Revelation 18:23, just for numerology people, 18 is 666. And I'll post a link below, for people. Check out that link on my backup channel, and you tell me if this is a coincidence. So 18 is 666, and 23 is 23, is 33. So it's like a deception, and we're going to talk about deception in this verse. And so everything in the Bible is placed perfectly. It literally mentions the word deceived in this verse. And so just be aware of that. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. This again proves that it's America. And so, all these big companies, Google, Facebook, and all these rich people, Apple and all that. And so that's Bible prophecy. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And so let's look up that word sorcery. And this is why it's very important to look at the blue letter. I'm literally on blueletterbible.org. And so reading it in the original language adds so much clarity, and then it opens up literally new pathways for us to think, because somebody who's reading this Bible, who's in Greece, God's not going to give them a different interpretation than they will us, who are reading it in English. And so if it says this to them, it's going to mean a certain thing, and it has to be true. It has to be true in the Greek and the English and the Hebrew and like whatever language, Hindi or whatever that people are reading, the Bible in. And so the root word for sorceries is G5331.
Strong's G 5331. Pharmakeia.
Pharmakeia. Again, that has 33 in it as well. The Strong's G. And so it's amazing. God is obviously doing all this. So the sorceries that it's talking about in Revelation 18:23, 2:3-33, is pharmakeia. And then if you look at the definition of it, the use or administering of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts often found in connection with idolatry and fostered by it, metaphorically the deceptions and seductions of idolatry. And so this is where the term pharmacy comes from. And so just kind of looking what's going on in the world, it's very clear, what's going on here. And so when the Bible talks about people being deceived who take the mark of the beast, it refers to this as well, and so this is the same deception. It's not different deceptions. They're all obviously interrelated, but when there's a judgment, described for those who have received the mark of the beast and that they've been tricked and deceived and beguiled into taking it, it's consistent with Revelation 18:23 as well. And so this is part of the deception that's happening worldwide and being orchestrated and sort of administered. The headquarters are here in America. And so just know that. And there's not a big shocker that the number of people in America getting the vaccine is like pushed first, because God's judgment is going to start here in America with this narrative, and then also, with judgments, plagues, and then destruction. And so the other times that this word is used is for sorcery and for witchcraft. And so, just know that. And so this is very, very important, that part of the deception is referred to literally here in this definition, medication/pharmacy. And so for other people who look at this a little bit deeper, the numerology and stuff, Job 9:24, 9 plus 24 is 33. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who is he? And so let me read Job 9:24. If not, where and who is he? And so Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. So we're talking about a worldwide deception, that is going to take place. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. That's happening in literal. If not, where and who is he? And who, if you know what the acronym for that is, that's a statement. And so this deception that's going to happen, that we're literally living in right now, is of a medical nature. And so just know that. And so we've gotten clues from that everywhere in the Bible. And so this is an amazing thing, and so this again to me reaffirms that we're obviously living in the last days, and then this narrative going on is something purely for God's left-hand side, and so just know that this stuff can be real. I'm not arguing that this stuff could potentially be physical and all that, but for people who think that they're on God's left-hand side, our job is to get away, literally distance ourselves, quote unquote, spiritually distance ourselves from this narrative that's happening where all these people are like physically distancing 6 feet and wearing a mask and all that. So we, people who think that we're on God's right hand side, do what's said in Revelation 18:4, come out of her, my people. Literally come out and just watch this play out, but don't watch for too long, and definitely don't get involved in this at all. And so, because all of this stuff, like it says here, is just like sorcery and stuff. So this was an incredible thing. It's very, very important to read the Bible in the blue letter. And it's the same with the mark of the beast. If anybody in Greece is reading that, it's not going to say right hand to them. It's going to mean strong side, the right side. And so how are they going to know that it's a hand? It'll be ambiguous. They're not going to go to the English to like figure it out. Oh, let me see what they say in English, which is a language that came after that. No, they're going to take it at what it says, and so just know that, because the definition of dexios is the right side or the right hand. Like that's where the term dexterity comes from, ambidextrous and all that. And so, but it can also, for them, talk about the right ear or the right leg or the right eye or whatever. And so it's the strong side, and so, and if there's no other term after it, the default would be hand, because there's no other, you just stick with like dexterity and hand. And so a person in Greece who's reading the Bible in Greek is not going to go to the English to like figure out what it is. They're going to take it at what it says, because that's the language that it was recorded in. And so that's all you can go on. And then you have to go by God's Spirit and know that God is using all these languages, this term, especially in Revelation 13, as symbolic. No one's actually going to get down and like bow down and worship a beast, or anything like that. There's no beast or even a person, one person that they're going to bow down and worship. That's symbolic. And so God's using all that language, your strong side, your hands. That means that you're giving your hand and putting your hand out literally like this to the government. And so anybody who does that, there's only two manners of people really on this earth right now: people that trust the government and people that don't. And the people that don't trust the government intensely, and the people that do trust the government intensely. And so this is the cool thing. There's really not that many people in the middle anymore. And every day that goes by, you either have to go into one camp or the other. And, I'm obviously on the non-government camp and will be for life. And so my job here is to pin the government to the cross, and like make them pay for their sins, and that kind of thing. And that's literally all I do. It's fun. And then if we think of government as like governing the mind, this is everybody. This is the Christian church, the Hebrews, the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Muslims, everybody, the Buddhists, the Hindu, all of them. They're trying to control people's minds, but we know now that God controls people's minds. And so we worship him. And so, because that's what the Bible says, God's, the thoughts of man, the ways of man are with God, and so we know that now. And so we give him credit and no one else. And so just know that. And so, again, read these things in the Greek, and Revelation 18:23 gives us a very, very, I wouldn't even say it's a clue. It just tells us exactly what's going on. Hope everyone's doing well. Bye.